Hello and welcome to Media Watch. Today's top story is a story on how two teenagers shot another teenager with a pellet gun.
We'll also have a story on how scientists are trying to catch Bigfoot by looking in rural British Columbia.
And finally we have the Oddball News, a segment that we created to show you the weirdest, craziest news of the world.
Those are the stories. This is the program. You're in good hands with Media Watch.
The two pellet guns, they're almost like exact replicas of the real gun. The first one is a Walter P99.
The guns are frighteningly real. Fortunately, they shoot pellets. One pellet went into this 16-year-old's neck. Bleeding, he was taken by paramedics to Royal Columbian Hospital.
Yeah, he was standing there by himself, just waiting for the bus, and I guess some kids just decided to drive by, just happened to see him, and decided to shoot at him.
Police say there was no relationship they can establish between the shooters and the victim.
Potentially serious because it could have hit the one of the main arteries, and or the eye or something. It could have been potentially dangerous. It was a random act of violence, and these suspects are not known to police.
The suspects, according to the RCMP, are all the same age as the victim, 16. They were apprehended at the Westwood Mall, right outside the Bombay restaurant, where police searched the vehicle they allegedly used in the drive-by shooting.
This could have gone very bad. Fortunately, the young victim is back on his feet today, and he's fine.
Police say witness cooperation and good descriptions led to the arrests in less than 15 minutes. The RCMP will be recommending charges to Crown Counsel.
A blood-curdling scream and the terror that must surely follow an encounter with Sasquatch, the legendary ape-like humanoid that has supposedly roamed the forests of BC and the Pacific Northwest for centuries.
We talk to a lot of very credible people, and when you're talking to policemen and game wardens and people that track animals professionally, and they've had sightings, you tend not to be quite as skeptical.
His documentary, Sasquatch Odyssey, The Hunt for Bigfoot, follows the trail of the elusive creature back centuries. In fact, the name Sasquatch is an anglicized version used by BC Coast Salish Indians to describe it, and new claims of sightings come in on a regular basis.
Alice John has an incredible story about a close encounter. She says she almost hit a Sasquatch with her car.
I had to slam on my brakes just to avoid hitting it.
Problem with the Sasquatch, there's plenty of hearsay evidence, but no real physical proof, other than some large footprints. That is, until the now famous Patterson film shot in 1967 in Northern California. A few years ago, an acquaintance of Patterson claimed the film was a fake, but many Sasquatch watchers to this day believe it's real, and nowhere are there more Sasquatch watchers than in BC's Harrison Hot Springs area.
And is there one particular area in BC where it's been sighted more?
Yeah, I mean, the most famous place is Harrison Hot Springs. I mean, that's sort of the home base of all Sasquatch sightings begins in Harrison Hot Springs.
So while the debate continues, is the Sasquatch real or not, as far as the 2010 Olympics are concerned, it doesn't matter. Quatchy's real, and he's packing for 2010.
Well, I think it's very exciting that Sasquatch has been picked as the official Olympic mascot. Sasquatch is really a BC creature, a legendary creature, so I think it's a good choice.
Hello and welcome to the Oddball News. This is the part of Media Watch when we take a look at some of the most random, most funny stories from around the world that have made it here into our newsroom. And probably one of the most bizarre stories we've had in a while is the story of how two New Yorkers tried to pass off their 66-year-old friend as alive in order to cash his nearly $400 Social Security check. Virgilio Cintron reportedly died of natural causes when his two friends, both aged 65, tried to take him to a check-cashing store in order to cash his check. Unfortunately for them, when they left Mr. Cintron outside in an office chair, the teller asked to see him, and by the time they went outside to pick him up, a crowd had formed. An off-duty police officer advised the two friends that Mr. Cintron was indeed dead. There's been a lot of strange things happen in New York, but I would have to say that this easily takes the cake. And we turn now to political news in kind. Who do you think US Vice President Dick Cheney is related to? Well, I bet Barack Obama wasn't high on your list, but it's true. Dick Cheney and Barack Obama are 8th cousins. Lynn Cheney reportedly discovered this fact when she was doing some research for a book she's going to write. Now, every picture's got a story, right? Well, if someone could tell me the story behind this picture, it would be greatly appreciated. I was walking through my neighborhood when this is what I saw. That's right, a Christmas tree hanging from a larger oak tree. I have no clue what the story is behind this, whether it's some sort of secret ritual or just some sort of fun games that they played when they were drunk. I didn't go to the door and ask them what they were doing. However, I did snap the pictures, so that everyone will believe me when I told them I saw a Christmas tree hanging from an oak tree. More pictures now, and we take a look at this sign that INET found. As you can see, it clearly states that there is to be no traveling through the parking lot. Only one unfortunate thing, as you can hopefully see from this Google Earth image, the parking lot cuts right through the Lochside Regional Trail. The quickest way to get from point A to point B is to cut through this parking lot. I suppose ICBC, the owner of the sign, doesn't believe in little kids being able to travel the safe and easy way. Then again, that does make sense. If little kids get hit by drivers, then ICBC has got an excuse to jack up our insurance rates. And now we've got this picture. It's from a London Drugs ad, and as you can probably tell, it's of a Macintosh PowerBook G4. If you look even closer, you can tell that instead of running the Macintosh OS X, like all good PowerBooks should, it's running Windows 2000 instead. Not only is this a strange operating system to be showing on a Macintosh PowerBook, it's also very difficult to get a Windows operating system running on a PowerPC-based system. Way to go, London Drugs! What would you do if I walked into the store and asked for a PowerBook running Windows 2K, just like in the ad? Well, we hope you've enjoyed this, the 4th episode of Media Watch.
We also hope you've enjoyed our first edition of Oddball News. Remember, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can leave them on the video page, or our YouTube page, or our website.
From all of us at INET, thanks for watching.
Peace out!